All right, number 9, creating memories. Have we been able to create memories in the past 10 years? And what have we been doing to create good memories for ourselves in this family?
I have to take a deep breath. I think we've been creating memories every single day, because there are little things, that happen between us on a daily basis that, forms like bedrock of, like the building blocks of our relationship. So, in many ways, things we say to one another, things we do for one another, little gift here, there, little money here and there, and all of that. And then maybe trips, joint trips, maybe when we are both on leave. Most times we plan our leave, to be at the same time. And now, family trips and all of that. So I think all of that has formed a good memory. And interestingly, I think things of God, I remember the first do you remember the first trip we made when we got engaged? Do you remember the first place we went to
yes,
together?
Yes, we workers actually, conference, right?
Exactly.
Rhema Ilorin.
I mean, no, it wasn't actually that. So I was working on my project, if you remember. And then I was going to do an analysis, tissue analysis in Ilorin.
Yes.
So we went together to Ilorin. I dropped it at the teaching hospital. Then we went to the ICC, that's the Rhema Chapel Headquarter Church in Ilorin, to pray, to commit our relationship, into God's hands. Of course, this was after our pastor had prayed for us in Ogbomoso, but that was like the first time.
Pastor Victor.
The first time, we were going out of Ogbomoso together, even though it was a day trip. And then it was, I think, our second time traveling together was when we now went for the convention. Workers' convention or workers' conference in Ilorin as well. Yeah, so I think all of those have been great memories. So I'm just saying that, those little things, when you look back, they mean a lot, because it brings about bonding. You understand, even though the workers' conference, we were not together all the time, but at least, just seeing you at maybe the little break and all of that, to just catch up, to say, oh, at least my wife is someone that loves God, who is interested. Okay, my fiance at the time.
Even though we were not calling ourselves fiance or fiance at that time, it was just, okay, he came to me to say he wanted to marry me at first, but, the story for another day.
I think we need to do like a 2-hour session. We have to talk about our courtship.
I'm telling you.
Starting with the day I spoke with you and said I wanted to marry you.
Tell me a little bit. What happened on that day?
I think I remember I put a call through to you that I wanted to see you. You came to see me on campus, and as we walked up to, I think, close to your faculty.
It was a library.
Yeah. So.
And I thought we were in the same unit in church, drama department. So I thought he needed an information. It was our HOD, the leader of the department. So I thought he needed an information. So I was carrying the book for the drama department, thinking he needed information. But alas, the information was about Moi. And I laughed, like Sarah laughed. I laughed that day because I was surprised that, so he brought and saying, I want to marry you.
I wasn't ready for any drama, even though I was a dramatist. True. I just went straight to the point. You understand? Say, look, I'm not one of those guys that are played around. Me, I want to marry you.
It was really clear. It was really clear. Yes. And I thank God, even though it came with that, I knew that as a Christian, I needed to pray and also get my own confirmation. It was not just down to him talking about it and saying is convinced. I needed to be convinced as well so that it won't be story later. But thank God that that process was smooth at the end of the day. Number 10, the final one, openness and trust. Have we trusted one another to a level?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think that's one thing that has made our journey quite remarkable. You know, the fact that if anyone asks you for anything, maybe I'll most likely be the first person you talk to about it, to say, oh, this particular thing and all that. You know, I remember even funny thing, like, you know, I remember there was a day I think you were going to work or something, and then a man saw you, you thought he was waving so that you could slow down for him to pass in front of you. And then the man was professing love to you on the wheel.
On the wheel.
And then you called to say, can you see what I've just seen? Someone just passed in front of me now and said he loved me. Someone I don't know. So, I mean, we've always been, we are open to one another, and I think that has really helped us. And, you know, in terms of openness, I mean, some people believe that their wife shouldn't have access to their phone, or either way. If there is nothing to hide, I mean, I don't think there's anything bad in your wife having access to your phone.
Yes.
My wife does not open my phones, but you know, I may be driving and there's need for me to do something on my phone and she's by me. I just say, open my phone. She knows how to unlock my phone. I can even say, do a transaction from my account, and she would do it. So it's like that, you know, the openness has really helped us. And I can say, oh babe, how much do we have in our account under your care, you know, for us to push this thing through and all of that. So we are quite open all round. You know, money is something that people hide, as well as information. Those two things, we throw it open on the table. I do transaction from my wife's account. She does transactions from my account. We can unlock each other's phone, you know, without any fear, because there is nothing really to hide at the end of the day.
What would you say to people who still believe that you should be stashing up something somewhere? You can't just let this person have access. There's something they say in Yoruba: you should not let the wife know everything about you, or you should not let your husband know everything about you, because you don't know what he's doing outside. What do you have to say to people who still hold that school of thought?
I mean, to be honest, both of us are Christians. So when you hear people who speak like that, I do not believe that they understand what marriage is from God's viewpoint. You understand? So if you know what marriage in the society, from our culture and all of that, can give room for what you've described. But when it comes to two people who claim to be children of God, who are kingdom focused, then there shouldn't be anything really to hide, because whatever we have it together. You understand? I mean, you are my next of kin, I'm your next of kin.
That's another story.
So maybe people can have all sorts, but I mean, as young as our children are, they know that they are not on our level.
You know,
I always tell them, my wife first, then both of you are our friends.
What did he say that day? He said, "That who do you love more, mommy?"
Yes. And I don't keep them in doubt that my wife, nobody compares to my wife in the family. She's number one, she's right next to me, then the children come after her, not the other way around. So we can, plan together, and it makes our life just simple. Some people will say, oh, it's because you have not seen. I agree, I don't intend to see. You understand? My sin is limited to what God wants me to see. And that's what I believe in.
Yes.